That's right.
I'm
That's
gonna.
that flip right there. We're gonna do the complete opposite of everything that the game is telling me to
It
do.
says take the microwave, get the fluoride, take the shot, get the Botox, take the shot to lose weight. So everything that comes at you in the game, you smoothly.
We got a Neo Matrix. My backrest don't allow me to, but you get the bullet time.
Welcome to Call for the Truth. I am Lot of the Sun, and this is Tavares of the Sun, and we welcome you to our discussion today about purpose. But before we begin, Tavares, will you take us into the call for truth?
Most certainly, and we encourage you all who are joining us to partake. And shall we call forth the frequency of truth? Shall we call forth the frequency of truth? Shall we call forth the frequency of truth? Shall we call to see the truth in all that we see? Shall we call to hear the truth in all that we hear? Shall we call to speak the truth, calling forth the courage to speak the truth? Shall we call forth nothing less than the truth to come forward into our experience? We are in the frequencies of truth, and if you want to continue joining us in our pursuit of truth, click that like, and subscribe, the bell notification to stay tuned to our pre-recordings and our live streams. So we're talking about purpose. Yeah. And I understand that one of the things that inspired this idea of purpose is, well, one, I will say there are many people who are, I will say, clueless, but also there's a desire of like, why am I here?
Right.
What's the point of this? Especially looking at what's taking place in our world and our relationship to what we're seeing that we're connected to. And I think that says a lot as well. And that's a path for exploring. But where in the beginning would you like to start with this idea of purpose?
I think at this time it would be hard for those who are aware of what's going on in the world to not be questioning why am I here and what am I supposed to do with the um, chaos all over the world, with the many wars afoot, with the many fires that have been a part of our experience, with the push towards um, a new way of merging with electronics and merging with technology, with AI, that many people, it is arising within them. What am I supposed to be doing? It's kind of this idea, am I supposed to be just in my room with my pizza box, looking at my videos, scrolling through social media, or is there something else? And when we, and most people, and I reached this point many decades ago, it's like, there's not much point in this, so that getting to that point seems to be a point at which the line of demarcation takes place. We like, now I'm looking to see, previous to the pointlessness of it, then there's no impetus to find purpose.
Yeah, it's almost like it's got to be more than this. Where is it? Right?
And there's songs written about it, about must be something more than this. This can't be all there is. This is all there is. So it's been going on for a long time through humanity. It's been echoed many times, but it is that point at which we start to look that the door starts to open.
Yes.
And I think that's a very interesting place to begin. So I think everybody has their, so to say, origin story of when they awoke from the dream and said, okay, I've been through all the dreams, I've eaten all the food, I've looked at all the movies. Okay, what else is there?
Yeah, especially in this day and age, there's a lot of what seems to be repetition or nostalgic
Yeah.
reenactment within media. And
Right.
it's like, I did that back in 92 or 80 something, whatever year, and you're over it.
Yeah.
And so that, like you said, that pursuit brings us to the threshold of the door. So maybe open the door. So this idea of purpose, would you say that does everybody have a purpose? Is this universal?
So I'd like to present this scenario, would you consider, because you know more about this than I do, but about gaming, if you were in a world, a synthetic world of a game, and everything in the world was to make you kill yourself. Like everything you did, the goal at the end was you die. So if you eat the food, you die. If you breathe the air, you die. If you um, try to join a religion, you die. If you and then so what would be the way that you would save yourself?
So to win the game would be to live or find all the ways that I can live and offset the toxins of the
So
environment.
so let's just pretend.
Yeah, let's just pretend. Wink, wink, wink.
That we're in a game theory game where all of the things that you're pushed into socially, that all of the institutions, that everything has a hidden agenda, and that everything, nothing is fully the truth, and that everything converts you into your own enemy. It puts you in sabotage. What would be the solution?
The solution would be to disengage from these things. And this is where I'm at right now and what I'm seeing, because this is sounding an awfully lot like life. But let's just
Just
say it's a
that's
game. Let's just say,
very
hypothetically
coincidental.
speaking,
Yes.
theoretically, that I would remove myself from the distractions. And it seems like the things that are out there trying to get me to work against myself, I would do the opposite. I
Aha.
I would literally flip.
So, what does that look like? That looks like, instead of being jealous and resentful and angry that you have more than I do, I decide to care about you and be concerned about your future and my own and be of service to you. Like, how can I be of service to you instead of reacting the way everybody hates you? I won't hate you.
What game is that? Where can we play that game? Where can I purchase that?
And
Where can I incarnate?
yeah. Or that, in every situation, when you disagree with someone and they disagree with you, and then you don't like each other and you don't talk to each other and you block each other, that instead of you doing that, you consider, I'll never block anyone because I'm never afraid of anyone. So I do the opposite thing. Like, no, I'm not afraid to uh, not speak to you. I don't need to block you because I have decided not to speak to you. So when I'll decide every time the phone rings, do I want to speak to him? Nope, I don't think so. I don't need anything to block me. I just decided again. I've affirmed my decision. So I'm not in contention with self,
Yes.
or I'm not expecting Siri to take care of all my enemies. Handy though she may be.
It seems like a fallacy though, because the contention still exists and
Well,
hasn't been dealt with.
your electronic companion who serves as an assistant is capable of blocking the calls, but is she capable of you remaining integritous while she blocks the calls? Can you remain a person of integrity and truth while you have sent your electronic assistant to fight your battle? This is now your, what do they call it in ancient days? You're going to be the champion. My champion is Siri.
Oh yeah, send the gladiator out to the battlefield. Siri, take care of them.
Yes. So in this game, every time somebody does anything, you're like, block them, Siri. So that would be one of the things that you would do. In the opposite, you'd be like, I may not speak to you, but I don't need Siri to be, I'm not authorizing Siri to be the author of my actions,
Hmm.
because it's so interesting because it is always you who are in power, even when you're delusional. You,
Damn. That's a big statement. Even in your delusion, you got power.
yeah,
Wake up. That's what it's giving.
well, that's what it is. It's like, I will authorize my surrogate champion to be champion of me because I have the power to authorize them, even though I don't have the will to do it.
Damn.
So you're still being God of your
The
experience.
weird form of delegation.
Yes. However, you might be a little slack or lazy in your execution,
Hmm.
so everything in the game theory is like, eat this microwave burrito, you know. You'd be like, I'll eat a burrito, but I'll make my own beans, and I'm not gonna microwave it. I'm gonna cook them in a crock pot.
That's right.
I'm I'm
That's
gonna
that flip right there. We're gonna do the complete opposite of everything that the game is telling me to
it
do.
says take the microwave, get the fluoride, take the shot, get the Botox, take the shot to lose weight. So everything that comes at you in the game, you smoothly.
We got a Neo Matrix. My backrest don't allow me to, but you get the bullet time.
And then this puts you in service to self. Once you're in service to self, then you become available to be in service to the rest of humanity. And that may be your purpose amongst many other things.
This is an interesting game that we're talking about. And in this game, it sounds like everything in the game is distracting you from doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing. It's like, look over here. What about this? Think it. It's like everyone. It's like ah. But again, the distractions. It seems like it's pulling the main character away from themselves.
Well, the distractions are what appears to be the pleasures. Like, eat the chicken. They've cut off all the tumors. You
No, they
can't
haven't.
see them. You can't see the tumors that show that they're sick. Just eat the chicken. We'll fry it up real crispy, you know. And so in the purpose portion of the game, you'll be like, no, I don't think I'll eat the chicken. I think I'll have something else that's more natural, that doesn't have peel on it or is not Bill Gates butter. I think I'll find something else to eat because I'm a little suspicious of the things in the game. That's in the game food hall. You know,
Mhm.
chicken, no tumors, crispy.
I can see the LED bulbs. Like,
So all of these different things. And so at every opportunity, no matter where you look in the game, no matter where you are in the game, you're still in the food court. And it's like microwave burritos. It's like no tumor chicken. And then it's like, you know, something that would be milk, but it's not.
Every financial crisis has one winner. It's not crypto, it's not stocks, it's not real estate, it's gold. In every financial crisis, there's one asset that always comes out on top. Not because it skyrockets overnight, but because it never dies. Stocks crash, currencies collapse, property markets freeze, but gold, it keeps buying the same value as it did 100 years ago. Look at history. 1929, 1971, 2008. The people holding gold weren't panicking, they were shopping. They had liquidity when everyone else was broke. The winner in a crisis isn't the one with the most cash. It's the one holding what cash runs to when it's scared. When the next crisis hits, you'll either watch your savings melt or you'll be the one buying gold at a discount.
so again, we're in a game, or this is hypothetically, but we're looking at this game where everything's trying to kill us or get us to do the killing because it can't happen unless the character engages. So the character has some choice.
The character always has choice. Free choice reigns supreme. And so when the character is looking for companions and they go onto the dating apps and then they recognize what a dating app is and how much of their information and how much of their dreams and desires are put into every choice on the dating app, and they choose to find their companion that way because it's the easiest driveway it's the
Yeah,
easiest
drive through.
instant driveway through way to meet people. Then they meet what you meet at the other end of the dating app. So the way to be of service to self would be to decide to have actual human contact.
Hmm.
Maybe go roller skating. Maybe go to the park and play volleyball. Maybe go to the beach. Walk your dog. Do the things where there's human contact instead of doing the electronic or the newer thing that's being moved into the front of you, it's like this is the way you meet people. Instead of doing that, have an interaction in person where you can feel the energy of a person in its clarity, at least more than you can off of a adjusted screenshot or an AI.
Yeah. 'Cause they're catfishing out here. These filters on both ends of the
Yeah.
spectrum.
And it's a little short sighted because the goal is to eventually meet the person in person. So why would you adjust your picture? Because eventually you meet the person in person.
See, I have seen shows like this, and the excuse that the person gives who has changed their picture and altered it is like, I think that once they get to know me, they'll just dismiss the lie that I told and accept me for the person that I am not.
So there is the game. That's the game. Like, will you accept me for all the things I project that are not the truth that I would like you to think, but that are not me?
Damn.
Would you
So it's
like
other
that?
players in the game
Yeah.
that's used by the game system, the matrix of the game.
Mhm.
Interesting.
So if you perceive, if you can pretend that this is the reality, that you're in a closed system where everything is designed to test your resolve to be the greatness that you are, because it is true that glory and greatness await all of us on the other side of the game. On the other side of the game, there's a purpose, satisfaction. There's feeling good about yourself and knowing you're part of humanity. And that is the thing that makes life worth living.
So would you say that winning is essentially choosing to not play the game or the game by the rules that were set within the construct that we exist in?
I would say that if you're in the game and you get um, $1 million and you become the head of a corporation and you own the pharmaceutical business, that you have not won. I think you have accrued many points and many data points, and that now you get to be in the game much longer and much more involved at a deeper level.
Yeah, but it's like the very system that was programmed is like a corrupt system. So it's like they think that they won, but they haven't. But like you said, the real winning of the game or where the glory is you say you use the language on the other side of which taking synonymous with choosing to have a different experience and what is chicken tune without tumors and all the things that you were saying earlier.
Right. Throw the Monopoly board up in the air.
Sounds like a good idea.
Throw the Monopoly board up in the air with the microwaves and the chickens with the tumors. And
Why is this sounding like real life? But again, we hypothetically speaking, right? All right, so I'm just making sure because
so
something seems.
I think that when we look at purpose, so much of our decisions about purpose have to do with the game and game theory. Like, I think my purpose is to be rich and be a princess. I think in a past life I was somebody that I think is important. So I want to that I think that's my purpose, to be that somebody that I already was, that I already left that experience, that experience is now over and nothing can happen from that past
That's
experience.
interesting. So that's like a different game, or you were a different character in the game. You died in the game. Game over, and
Yes,
then you
but in
started.
the new game, there is some pockets of credence for, well, you used to be.
Yeah,
Like you get points for being Caesar.
yeah,
You get points for being Cleopatra. You get points for being the empress of somewhere.
yeah. But they're not right now.
No,
But
and
they got.
points
It's like the cachet is there, but
and the points don't count.
so what is it?
Gather
Just
all
like
the points,
plaques
but
on
the
their
points,
on
yeah,
their
yeah,
they
you
in their
get the
room or
plaque, you
something.
get the
But
points, but the points don't
back in
count.
this
You
time
got
when I was in the game, that's who I was. But now I'm not. But like I'm so attached. It's I can see where people in the game are like, forget this. What about Caesar or
yeah,
the Empress or
it's like
whoever?
don't look at my current experience or my current situation. just always refer back. If you want to think of me, refer to me as Cleopatra.
That sounds like a trap within the game too.
It is, because game theory is deep
Yeah.
levels, So let me get you all engaged in what is not in the now moment where anything can change. It's always in the past, always in the future. So where you can make the changes in the now moment doesn't really exist because you're caught up with your past life or your twin flame or your whatever, whatever.
Damn, the game got us. Well, not us, because we're not in the game, right? We're speaking hypothetically about
What if?
game. What if, right? What if? So I'm looking at these characters like, all right, what are some things that in the game we could do when we're, let's say if we're playing this game? Like
Well,
how can we, like, for real move into winning? I know it's like, don't play or engage with certain aspects of the game, but what are
so
we working to? What's the glory?
mastery in this game would be you're born into this game tech environment and you wake up within the experience of your life in the game environment and you recognize that everything's a set in a studio. It's all a stage, and that different levels of acting are taking place for different people for different motivations, all with the purpose of becoming the star of that show. So once you realize that, then you can then see that even in the world of game, even in the game theory, there are stars in the night sky. You can see there's a sun, you can see there's stars, that somehow that part is still let in, and that part is the truth. So you can adhere to what is undisputedly from creation. Now, although almost everything in the game is manipulated and made and manufactured, the things that are creation are different. You can feel the difference. You can feel the difference between a dog wagging his tail and a dishwasher. You can feel the difference between, social media and a tree. So you are encouraged to identify what part is creation and lean into that and let the part that is um, made to contend with you and to keep you constantly in your seeking of satisfaction and purpose, let that part that constantly aggresses you, the pharmaceuticals, whatever it happens to be, the food, let that part know what that is. And then that way, once you know what it is, the answer becomes obvious. If um, if you're an alcoholic, alcohol is presenting itself, it's obvious, remove the alcohol. So you can remove all the things that are not from creation that will lead you to purpose because nature and creation show us the laws. You don't have to go to church. You don't have to have a wise person tell you. Nature shows you that the cock crows at dawn because the law is you need to know the sun's about to come up. And the cock crows to let sun's about to come up. Sun's about to come up. It lets
Cue
you
the sound.
it lets you know all of these kinds of understandings. In nature, we see that animals mate in different ways. That the wolf mates for life. The tiger, maybe not so much. Or we see that many uh, creatures in nature parent both the father and the mother. Sometimes the male bird sits on the nest for the female bird. Sometimes they both get food. So we see there's a variety of ways to be, but we have only chosen one way to be.
Hmm.
And so in that, we see that the birds don't suffer from depression in nature. They only suffer from depression when they live with us.
So I'm thinking again about the game and what you were saying about there are so many ways to play the game, but we've allowed ourselves to buy into this limitation of how the game should be played. And people are losing at this game. Horrible. Stats are low. There's no weapon upgrades, no mana, no magic, none of that. Health bar looking low. It's a lot happening, so it sounds like it might be ideal to pick a different route in the game.
Like maybe, yeah,
Choices.
kind of flip the card and do a different strategy. And if the game rules say, you have to eat this and you have to do this and you have to go there, then use your mental acuity to flip the switch and do it a different way that allows you to master the game and
So
get out of that game formula.
so the game sounds like it has a lot, like it's based off of consumption modeling where it's just consume, get this, buy this, do this. So like it's always this gimme, gimme, gimme versus like what can I give back or do? Kind of going back to the nature and the dog wagging its tail and how that's real within the game. So how would being of service come into play for a character like with its fellow characters and like what does that look like?
It's so
It-
funny because the opposite is what comes to mind first is that if you consume, you get consumed. If all you do is consume,
yeah.
you become
Wow,
consumed.
it's making me think about the snake
Yes.
eating its tail, Ouroboros.
So, in the opposite, if you are in service, you will be served. It's not so complicated. It's really
The
just
game's that simple?
it's not at all as complicated. It's only complicated when you try to hold both opinions. When you try to win according to, well, I want to be a movie star. I want people to see me. I want to be. If you try to win according to that, you lose because what you think is winning is losing.
Have you ever considered writing a manual for this game? Because the people playing the game that we're talking about, I don't know, I think nobody has a manual. And they've just been going based off of that one.
Yeah, I think when
Just saying.
I think it's once you get the rhythm of it, it's like if you get the basic principles. If they say eat 5 meals a day, eat one.
So you went way in the opposite direction. All right, so let's back to the flip. Flip what they're telling us to
Yeah.
do in the game, because who's programmed this game? Mm-mm.
They say obey everybody in authority. The doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, not so much.
Like, nah, it's a no for me, dog. Like, is that have that in your shirt pocket when you're ready?
I don't remember, but let me read this.
Yeah,
It's
right.
a no.
That's that manual. I'm telling you, like they need something like sheets or something to
Yeah.
remind
If if
themselves.
if they say believe this, I'm saying it over and over and over again because I've studied your brain and I know that human brains will believe anything they hear over and over again. So believe this. Then you'd be like, nah. Every time they say believe it, say no. I'm not gonna believe it. This is how you pop out of the game, but still stay in the you were still born into the experience, but you pop out of the game. And so you may lose, you may not become the rock star in the game. You might become an ascended master in the larger game, but not everybody wants that.
True. Not everybody does.
So that's really up to everyone else. And mostly people are at varying levels of obtainment. But one thing I know for sure, there's more satisfaction in service than there is in ill health and consumption. That no matter how many plastic purses you buy, for no matter how much money you spend, it's not as satisfying as helping another soul. That's what I know. And that's what I'm here to say.
All right, well, I'm gonna turn the game off that we're looking at. This is a heck of a game. Uh, I don't know what else to say other than let's do a card pull on this game that we're talking about.
Okay.
See what's the
So
truth that's needed to be.
let's pull a card for the truth of what are we talking about the game?
Yes, we're talking about the game that sounds very much like life, but it's not. Or is it?
Yeah. So we're going to pull a card to identify what would be the thought that we should have about the game theory for today. And the idea would be purpose. How do people find their purpose? And the card is
Oh, wow. Uh, the theme, truth. It is most important that you begin to trust you, and then the ones waiting for you to save them can trust you too. That's deep. Like, deep.
and that's the truth. It really speaks to purpose. You become trustworthy, and then all people recognize you as trustworthy.
Yeah, you do the thing. You get what you do and what you
Yes.
are. Yeah,
You
make a lot of
consume,
sense.
you get consumed. You serve, you get served.
Mic drop.
We thank you all for joining us, and we hope you'll visit us again. And we greet you with In Lakesha Veritas, honor, respect, and gratitude. Thank you.